Hey guys. So, I want to talk about something here. I have a friend who's an ENTJ, and I worked with him on a capstone project in college for about 9 months, I think, something like that. And so I got to know him pretty close. I got to know how he thinks, how he works, how he's under stress, how he reacts to certain stimuli, and how he sees the world. I kind of connected with him on a deep level. I kind of saw his discomfort in the time that we kind of reached or tapped into his inferior FI. I kind of picked up on that. And so I've always been fascinated by INTJs and ENTJs. INTJs because of their great individuality and their dominant NI. It's been very fascinating. But anyway, let's put that aside and focus on ENTJs. I think about ENTJs that I find so fascinating, especially me as an INTP, is that they complement me so fucking well in ways that I wish I didn't need anyone to compliment me on. So like, they get shit done logically, and not just to check stuff off a list, but like, they take initiative and they do it with conviction, and they already have a strong character. At least they appear to be. At least they appear to have a strong character. And a lot of what I do in my whole life is just to get that character, just to strengthen and grow my characters in such a way that I come off as confident and as and as robust and forceful in my actions and decisive, because ENTJs kind of have this aura around them, and that it feels like they walk around. I mean, I'm stereotyping here, but that's on purpose. They walk around and it feels like they own the space around them. It feels incredible, and I wish I was like that. I mean, I don't wish I'm an ENTJ. I'm very proud of my INTP, of my INTP nature. I love that part of me so much. I don't wish to be any other type. But okay, so the thing about ENTJs versus INTPs is that they have the same functions in order. They lead with thinking, and then intuition, and then sensation, and then lastly is feeling. And so because of that, I can kind of relate to a lot of things about them. I mean, yeah, sure, they're kind of the opposite of us, and it's really bad, and it can lead to a lot of problems. But between me and my ENTJ friend, we didn't work on it, but we had proper communication. We understood each other's tendencies and habits. He understood that I needed space and time in order to get my shit done, and I only do it in my way. I don't do it in the way that the objective requires me to do it. I do it in the way that I choose to do it, and that's it. And he understands that. Yeah, and he understands that I talk a certain way, and so he needs to have some patience as I speak and stuff like that. It's not just about my stutter, but it's about my TI specifically. Fuck, it is cold in here. And I understood his habits of wanting to get shit done, and I understood how he approached the project, how he sees the project. I see why it's cold. Just a second, guys. Why it's cold? Anyway, this is better. Okay. I understood his need to get certain tasks done, even though I don't really want to. I don't really care, but he has that need, and I understand that. I understand that, and I cater to that. So we have a communication channel. We understand each other and we communicate properly, and because of that we complemented each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we created a very great, well-rounded team that a lot of people respected, a lot of people looked up to and admired. Yeah, they admired us as a team, and they thought of us as a really robust team that covers all bases, and they just really looked up to us, and we were like it's just a really good team overall, you know. And we really enjoyed and really liked working with each other, because we saw in each other our compliments, and it was just an incredible duo, I think. Now sure, ENTJ plus INTP has a lot of mismatch there, but again, with proper mature communication, things get really good. Again, it's a lot like the INTP personality type. Has a lot of potential, but it can get fucked up really easily and go downhill really quickly, really easily, if you don't maintain it and manage it very well. Again, I think the INTP personality type has the most potential out of all types. I'm pretty biased on this, but I think a lot of people would still agree with me on this. We have the highest potential of all types, but it's still the easiest type to suffer and to live a bad life in. It's because it's so hard to live in society and this in this life as an INTP. We just don't fit in anywhere. We really don't. I mean, even INFP can connect with other human beings, but we cannot. It's so hard, and that's why it's really easy for an INTP to lose their shit and be deeply unhappy their whole life. But again, we have the highest potential. If you take a look at some examples, such as Sherlock Holmes, and the two Google co-founders, Sergey Brin and Larry Page, and Albert Einstein and Charles Darwin and Rene Descartes, and perhaps maybe Abraham Lincoln. Those are all INTPs. And generally speaking, well, we all know that ENTJs have an aura to them, right? They have a sense. They walk around. You can see their fucking confidence, conviction. They look like rock solids. Again, I'm stereotyping on purpose here. Just go with me on this one, right? And now, at the same time, INTPs also have their own aura, and I believe it is more. It's not better. It's different, and this is the whole point of this video, and I think it's going to be reflected in the title. Now, ENTJs and INTPs have a lot in common because of their function stack being in the same order but opposing attitudes, right? Well, that is what gives them their our aura. ENTJs have extrinsic value. As an individual, their value is not that person, but what the person provides to society, what that individual creates for others. That's where their value comes from. It sounds selfish, but it really is not. Now, if an ENTJ dies, if a loved and cherished ENTJ dies, chances are everyone's gonna lose their shit. And that's what happened with Steve Jobs, right? It's not because of the person, but it's more like what the person does. It's more like what the person creates. And so humanity lost productivity or creations, something along those lines. But INTP is different. So when Albert Einstein died, the world, okay, I don't actually know. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't really know. But the loss of Albert Einstein as an INTP, It's kind of like the loss of a resource. It's hard to put it into words, but basically INTPs have an intrinsic value to them, and their aura is like, wow, this person is a jewel, he's valuable, this person is incredible, he's so much wisdom there. It's just, respect him, he earned that respect, he earned that, I don't know, some shit like that, you know, like the person, the INTP person doesn't create that kind of aura that ENTJs create that affects everyone around them. It does, but it doesn't. It's different. I can't put it into words, except the best way to precisely describe and distinguish them is that the ENTJ has extrinsic value and the INTP has intrinsic value. I don't know how to further better explain it other than that, but I guess it makes sense because the ENTJ's dominant function is extroverted thinking and the INTP is introverted thinking. So the value of the ENTJ is outside of the person, is around its extroverted value, okay? It is extroverted value. But the INTP's value is introverted value. So the value is within them, is within the person, is inside of the person. So you like the person because of the person, not because of something they do for you, not because they make you feel a certain way or some shit like that. No, because of the individual themselves. It's intrinsic to the individual, intrinsic to that person, to me, right? And if I die, the value is gone. It can't be carried out. It's gone. Just as me, the INTP is gone, the value also just vanishes with me. And so the world's value drops instantaneously, right? Because I dropped, because I am gone, me, the INTP died, the value, it vanishes with me as well. But if the ENTJ dies, the value is going to drop over time, because what they create, what they maintain, the system that they have created and maintained throughout their life and their time alive, can't be maintained and created by someone else as well as the ENTJ does. So it's going to drop and diminish with in time. Kind of like Apple, in a way. But when, say, Albert Einstein died, there was no system that diminished over time, right? But we did lose the potential for further theories, such as the theories of general and special relativity. I think that's what is happening here. Again, I can't talk right. I'm stuttering a lot. I'm not sure why. Anyway, again, so the whole point of the video here is that the INTP's value is intrinsic to the INTP, to the individual. But the value of the ENTJ is extrinsic. It's about the creation they extrovert around them, kind of like that. I don't know. I don't know how to further analyze this, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. And so if you're around an ENTJ, you feel affected by them. It's as if their aura is manifested in you. But if you're around an INTP, if you're around an INTP, it's not like that. Their aura is not going to affect you directly. It's not going to manifest in you, but you are going to be able to observe their value at play through them, instead of you experiencing their aura. So is no time. I need to end the video now and talk about this in the future video.